Hi, I'm Katie Nobles.
And I'm disability attorney Michael Leiner.
And you're watching The Bottom Line. Today's topic, do's and don'ts of disability hearings, part 3. Michael, we've already given 2 tips. Be yourself and, of course, keep it short and sweet. What do we want to talk about this week?
The next tip that I think is really important for people to understand is that your testimony should match your presentation in your hearing. One thing that is something that I see happen a lot in hearings is people will testify that, for example, a judge will ask, or I'll ask a client, how long are you able to sit for at one time? And my client will testify and say, well, I need to change positions after I sit for only 15 minutes. But in an hour-long hearing, my client will sit for an hour straight.
Even if they're in pain while doing so.
Even if I can look at them and, maybe I see their leg throbbing under the table and I know that they're sitting like a soldier because they want to give respect to the judge. And it kind of goes back to what I said in an earlier tip, which is don't be afraid to be yourself. But make sure that your testimony matches your presentation. Again, don't act, but don't be afraid to be yourself either in a disability hearing.
Sure, and now that we're dealing with these times with COVID-19, people aren't in the courtroom, so it might even be harder to illustrate that. So how can they do that?
And that's a great point, Katie, because right now, since March of 2020, all of our hearings have been on the phone. And in fact, we just got word from the Commissioner of Social Security that they're not even telling us exactly when we can expect we might be going back to court. We have no idea right now.
Right.
And so, they are talking about implementing video hearings, so at least that'll give a judge some ability to see a client in a hearing. Mm-hmm. So right now, while we're doing all of our hearings on the phone, the best advice that I can give people is when they're at home testifying from their living room just on the phone, it's okay to say to a judge on the phone, excuse me, I just need to take a moment to adjust myself. Mm-hmm. So when you're in the middle of testifying, if a judge asks how long can you sit for, and you can only sit for 15 minutes, when you're when you need to adjust on your couch or, in a chair while you're at home, say that.
Right.
Say it. If you need to, lie down or switch positions, bring the judge into your living room like you used to be able to go into the judge's courtroom. And I know that that's not necessarily easy for my clients, but I'll ask my client a question at the end of the hearing and say, you know what, we haven't had the opportunity to see you for the last hour, but while we've been talking, what have you been doing? Mm-hmm. And the answers that I've been getting are really interesting because while I think the judge suspects that the person is just sitting there, I've had responses like, I've been lying down. Mm-hmm. Because I'm in severe pain. I'm sitting here with my legs raised. Those responses are so important because I really think it helps give Social Security a flavor of what's going on and helps bring our cases to life. So that's just another great tip that I think that people can think about when preparing for their hearing and when actually doing their hearing.
Great, thanks so much, Michael. And Michael's going to be answering all of your questions, giving you guys all of the expert tips for your disability hearing. You can submit all of your questions on any of our social media profiles and also on our website, linerlegal.com.